The Warriors defeated the Pelicans 124 to 106. This is a game normally I wouldn't even care about. To me, it's really an irrelevant matchup between an average team versus a mediocre team. If we're being honest, the Pelicans are hot garbage and the Warriors are average at best. That's the way I view both of these teams. But I saw some clips randomly on social media of Draymond Green confronting a fan. I thought it was pretty interesting because when Draymond got up to confront this guy looked like he was actually taller than Draymond by an inch or two. So I'm guessing this guy was probably 6'7", 6'8", because Draymond is like 6'6". So that to me was funny. I actually laughed at it that the guy was taller than Draymond. I think Draymond was kind of surprised too to see a fan taller than him because if we're being honest, most fans are not tall. They're a lot smaller than NBA players, especially, when they talk trash and they get confronted, it's like, they're midgets. So I think that kind of surprised Draymond for a second or two when he looked at him. But the other funny thing about it was this fan was not scared of Draymond. He wasn't intimidated. It was kind of like he was hoping Draymond would swing at him or just knock him out. Like he had that look on his face, a smug smile, a little laughter, his hands behind his back kind of like, stretched, basically just challenging Draymond like, yeah, you can go ahead and take your shot, do whatever. And you wonder like what was the deal with Draymond confronting this guy? Did this guy say something really offensive, like a racial slur, or threaten Draymond in some way, threaten his livelihood or his family? Which I can understand those three scenarios why even an idiot like Draymond could have a meltdown. And it would be understandable, but he didn't do any of those three from what we've heard now. And even Draymond has confirmed it that the rumor of him being called Angel Reese by his fan was true. And it really got to him that he got sick of being called that throughout the game. And I'm not surprised because Draymond to me is a very sensitive guy. This is one of the reasons I don't respect him, or I've never respected the Warriors team with Curry, him, and Clay, because these guys are a bunch of straight up bitches. It's okay for them to talk trash to people and run their mouths, but whenever other teams would run their mouths back at them, they would get emotional with like this bitch ass attitude, like, hey, only we have the right to talk trash. You have no right to talk trash back to us. Granted, this scenario was a fan, but still it's pretty stupid. Like this guy didn't even say a curse word, and Draymond melted down and got emotional. Like I've viewed these NBA players as mentally weak for a while when it comes to heckling, because there have been situations the last few years where fans have been thrown out of games for not even saying curse words to these players. It's just like simple creative insults that they're throwing at them, and they're getting just tossed out of these games because these players can't take it. Their ego is so fragile compared to previous generations. It's kind of like it's ridiculous. Like you're getting paid millions of dollars and you can't take these insults, these jeers. That's always been part of sports. I don't care what people say. Like in any era, that's always been part of the deal. Like I've been going to NBA games since I was a young teenager, and I saw it firsthand growing up in Charlotte. Like just seeing Hornet games and just going to them back during the 90s, how rowdy fans were, how they would curse at players and swear. And I feel like today's NBA crowds are actually a lot more tame than what I saw at the Charlotte Coliseum growing up. So I can't really have any sympathy for these guys. They're making even astronomical amounts of money compared to even back then, 30 years ago, which was still pretty good back then because I think the average NBA player back to the 90s was making average of like 2 to 3 million, which is still a lot even in today's money. So these guys are spoiled rotten. And it's like they don't want to face any adversity. Like to me, I just can't give them a pass. Only time I'll give a pass for a player having a meltdown if like I said, if a fan hurls a racial slur at them, if they threaten their family, or if they threaten their livelihood. That's disgraceful, and they should be tossed out of a game. No one should have to deal with that stuff. Definitely for that. But in this scenario, it wasn't at all. And it shows like always Draymond is an immature bitch. Like this guy is 35 years old now. and he still acts like he's like 16 or 15 years old with his temper tantrums, the way he conducts himself. He's not a true leader, if we're being honest. And he's just very immature, but it's not surprising. This guy has been allowed to act like a kid forever and has always been protected by not only the Warriors, but I would say the league, by Adam Silver, by how he's always instructed these refs not to go real tough on him by throwing him out of these games when this guy should probably be ejected out of half the games he plays in due to the way he berates the refs, berates players, and his dirty antics. Definitely not a guy I can respect even legacy wise from a skills perspective, because it's like what Barkley always has said about this guy. He's triple single. This guy is a G League player if he never played with Curry, and he just benefits so much. Like, to me, it's insane, but it's not surprising. I guess Draymond might have been just upset he shot 3 of 13 in this game, which is like just really shitty shooting percentages, below 20%. So that's really pathetic. I can see him getting angry. One thing I've noticed the last game, Draymond was also trying to be a scorer against Victor, which was pretty stupid. So I don't know. Maybe Draymond's trying to become a scorer now this late in his career to pad his numbers, hoping to sneak into one more All-Star game he doesn't deserve, which I had to say 3 out of the 4 All-Star games he went to were not deserved, only one, if we're being honest. But I had to throw that in there. I have nothing else to say about this.